It's a live program. Yeah, welcome to another fantastic edition of 360 Sport. Yeah, this is one sport station across the globe that you need to listen to and watch what's going on across the globe in the world of sport. As you know that my name doesn't hasn't changed yet. I'm still Mudashiru Shitu, and I'm your host in the next couple of minutes to talk about one particular sport which was ranking with football in the past. That's talking about the 60s, the 70s. All of a sudden, it took a deep nose dive in the 80s, and a lot of people are trying to make it back to where it belongs, and that's called boxing. With me on the stage here, in the studio here, I have two important personalities. I have a boxer, and I also have a boxing promoter. As a lot of people know, like Larry King as one of the most popular boxing promoters. I have another boxing promoter making his waves in Nigeria and also in America. So yeah, but I'm going to start with the American boxer, Chop Chop Collie. Call his name. He's a world champion and also somebody you need to look up to as a role model in boxing. Chop Chop Collie. It's good to have you in the studio.
It's an honor to be here. Pleasure.
Yeah. Should I go with a knuckle or with a shake? How do you shake boxers?
Hey, we're good.
Yeah, just like this. Okay.
Yeah, you got to protect the hands.
Okay, okay. It's good to have you here. By my left here, I also have one important person I call a boxing promoter like he is. That's Mr. Ajibade Olajoku, who is the CEO, Mansa Musa Music and Boxing. It's good to have you here.
Thanks, brother. How you doing?
I'm fine, I'm fine. And how are you doing today?
Good, good.
Hope your flight to Nigeria wasn't so much of trouble.
No. It's good.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
It's, you could tell us a big moment where we look into boxing, and a lot of people have been putting so much to make sure this sport comes back to where it's supposed to be in Nigeria and in Africa. Yes, I'm going to start with Mr. Ajibade,
Right.
and I'm going to ask you, boxing promotion in Nigeria so far so good. Looking at from your angles, what is the next thing for boxing promotion in Nigeria to be so close to perfect?
Well, the next thing is we need better infrastructure, a better grassroots program. What I mean by that is boxing, even if as a promoter, the most important thing in boxing is a talent. So we have the talent, but then again, there's no proper like academies. Like if you go to the UK, to the USA, there's a lot of boxing gyms encouraging people to come and train. Here we do have it, but there's no proper support. You know what I'm saying? So that is one thing. Then Nigeria itself, the cost of to put up a show is very costly. You know what I'm saying? However, there's a lot of demand for boxing. Well, I did a couple of shows this year, and I saw that, wow, if this thing's really put together in a proper way, it could be a profitable
Couple of
business.
shows in Nigeria, outside the show of Nigeria.
No, in Nigeria. I did one in the police college. Well, actually, we did two so far, and it made a lot of sense. People came out. I was shocked that even females came to watch boxing. So the interest in boxing is back. It just needs a little bit of fine tuning to make sure that all the stakeholders. We need the support of the media. We need the support of corporate sponsorship to come in. That is still lacking in Nigerian boxing. Internationally, all these international bouts, you have big companies working with the promoters. You know what I'm saying? So you can pay the boxers better when you have good sponsorship money. You pay the boxers better. The ticket sales from the show as well will definitely help. But we don't have enough corporate participation in Nigerian boxing. So that's what's lacking.
So far, so we've got to come to the world champion himself. How many years do you think we need for Nigeria to get at least a leverage, not in the same level to America, obviously, but what do you think we could put one or two things in place before we get boxing proper in Nigeria?
I think right now, like I said earlier, the corporate thing is very important. Corporate sponsorship. If we can do that, let's say the likes of an MTN, the likes of a big brands to come behind. I had a meeting with Anthony Joshua's mother, and I said, "Oh, why don't you tell Anthony come to Nigeria and fight?" And she said, "Well, the money's not right. The sponsorship is not right. She can't allow her son to come here, and no company, you know." So we need more corporate involvement, government involvement too, as well, to encourage this to go far. If the government can say, okay, the way the government is sponsoring or promoting football, if they can actually come behind boxing as well, and with corporate sponsorship, we're the #1 population in Africa, so we can rival definitely America.
Yes, yeah. It's interesting in the house here. I have a world champion and a man that is giving back to the society. Chop Chop Colley's name. He's an American boxer with so many fights, so many wins to his title. Chop Chop Colley, it's a privilege to see you in the studio because I am one step closer to being a world champion myself because I know you've got so much. So you coming to Nigeria, tell us a bit about yourself and what your plans for Nigeria.
Me coming back to Nigeria, I was just here in April. I fought for the world title, the WBU lightweight title. I won that title, and we're looking to come back in December to defend it once again. But me coming back over this time is to help a great promoter build the structure of boxing with the amateurs. I'm going to come over, I'm going to help the amateurs train and eat right, and also bring merchandise as well as far as equipment. I know a lot of Nigerian fighters don't have the proper equipment that they need to prepare for a fight. So I have my own product, I have my own brand. I'm going to bring over gloves, shoes, mouthpiece, head guard, uniforms and stuff, and also help the fighters train properly and get ready for the upcoming events that we're working on now.
So what's the motivating factor, you know, to give back to Africa, to give back to Nigeria, and why Nigeria the choice of, or is this a stepping stone to other African countries, or why Nigeria the first destination, or perhaps we might not be the first destination, but why Nigeria?
I had an opportunity to come over earlier this year and fight with Monarch Promotions, and I won my title here, and I built a relationship with my other good friend right here, and I just want to get back to the sport of boxing because boxing has done so much for me over the last 34 years. It allowed me to travel all over the world and in and out of the country. So it's only right that I get back to the sport that helped me become so successful in life.
It's obvious that we have a world champion from Nigeria here, Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
And his hometown, where we call Country Village, is very close to mine. But that's not the issue. Do you see more talent in Nigeria as you've been having a strong relationship to a Nigerian promoter, to an American promoter, and your own personal observation to what's going on in Nigeria?
There's a lot of great talent here in Nigeria. I have a huge fan base here now. A lot of young amateur boxers who was at my fight in April came to the hotel, and we spent a lot of time with each other, and I bonded with them. So they are on social media now waiting for me to let them know where I'm going to meet them at this week. Because I brought over a lot of items to give to them as far as boxing gloves, mouth guard, hand wraps. I brought over equipment for them, and they're expecting to see me while I'm here for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, interesting, and I'm sure you're watching out there. There's a lot from Chop Chop Colley giving back to Africa, and that's talking about the Chop Chop Colley legacies in Africa. Do you have any other African country in mind apart from Nigeria?
I would like to do Jamaica. I would like to do Ethiopian.
Ghana.
I would love to. I won a title in Ghana. I beat Dexter Alexander. I beat him for the WBC. So I would like to go back over there and fight for him again.
Okay. So much going on right now, and we expect more from that. When should we be seeing this thing happening in the course of the year? You're giving back to society so that we can relate it properly to the society.
We're working on this TV show, The Nigerian Contender. What is it properly called?
The Niger Boxing Rumble.
The Niger Boxing Rumble. We're working on that. We're getting sponsors, and that's why I'm here, to reach out to the sponsors so we can get this show going for next year. It takes a lot to do a boxing TV show, so we want to promote it properly. And then I'm back over in December. I'm fighting. And then we're going to film. Hopefully we get the sponsors aboard, and I'll be over here filming in January or February next year.
Yeah, interesting. I'm still on boxing in Africa. I'll still come back to you because I'm going to ask you about our brother, your brother, Anthony Joshua, and what boxing seems to be like at the other part of the world. Because there's still the contending, and we're going to have Tyson Fury and
and Deontay Wilder
coming up soon.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to hear your comment on that, and also the much anticipated one, Wilder and also
Joshua.
Johnny Joshua, if that is possible.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think? Boxing promotions. Like we were together yesterday,
Right.
and we've seen promoters. How educative do you think a promoter should be to a coach or to the player, to the boxer himself?
Right. I think promotion. The promoter has a lot to do, especially in Nigeria right now. When I say that is like, for instance, my boxers. I have 5 boxers under my promotion. These guys are street guys. You know what I mean? Agege, Mushin. They're from the streets. They see life in a different way. And I saw it. You know what? If I need to take these guys, I need to be more active in their lifestyle. So I counsel them. I make sure that they stay away from that street life, and put that energy into the boxing. So if a promoter is just looking at a boxer and trying to make money, I think it's more than that. I'm like an uncle, like a big brother. You know what I mean? Don't do this, don't do that. I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun. Stay away from the bad crowd.
Focus.
Be focused on the boxing. I'll say 9 out of 10 boxers in Nigeria are from the ghetto. I'll say 100%, 10 out of 10. Yeah. They're from like you know what I mean? So they see.
Which kids don't box?
For what? you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So they need, and I love boxing too. The way Chop Chop loves boxing, I see it as some way out for kids to come out and do better things. So a promoter needs to do more than promoting. You need to invest in the lifestyle of these boxers. Like my boxers, there's some boxers I give salaries to. There's some boxers I give shelter to in Nigeria, that kind of thing. So that's what it takes to get to that next level.
Yeah, that's talking about the next level. You need to stay focused.
Right.
Talking about a boxing promoter who knows so well about the game. Chop Chop Collie, this to you. Tell us a little bit how you started boxing and how it was like.
I got into boxing at the age of 10 years old. I just wanted to win trophies because I was a very little small kid, and I couldn't shoot the basketball up in the rim because I just couldn't make it to get up there. And if I get up there, it didn't go in. And that was the hard part of getting the ball to go in the basket. In football, I didn't want nobody hitting me that I couldn't hit back. And I was just a little kid, so the trainer asked me, said, "You want to box?" And I said, "No, not really." I said, "What do you get if you win?" He said, "You get a trophy or a medal." So I went home and I asked my mom, "Can I box?" And she said, "No, I wasn't able to box." And the reason was I have asthma. I was born with asthma. And she said, "If you get hit too hard in your chest, you may have an asthma attack." So I didn't want you boxing. But eventually I begged her and begged her. In the process of me begging her over the last few months, I was already down there practicing. So when it was time for me to have my first fight, I had to get the application filled out. And she was like, "So you want me to fill this out? You've been boxing, you've been practicing." I said, "Yeah, I'm ready, Mom." She was like, "Okay, I'm going to allow you to do it just this one time." One time went on for the next few years. And I became a professional boxer in 1996, and I won 7 world titles since then.
Interesting moment of that's Chop Chop Collie. But like now, we were trying to go on a break, and we hear Chop Chop Collie talking himself. That's a video for you from Chop Chop Collie talking about his next rematch and also talking about the legacies he has said here on the show. We're going to a quick break. When we come back, it's still TV360.
I'm here at the FedEx Forum. Everything is set up. My booth is set up. My product is displayed. Getting ready to take on Vivian Harris in a rematch. I beat him last year. Game plan is to beat him this year. I'm working on big things this year. We're working on a TV show that may be filmed in Lagos, Nigeria, later on this year. Maybe fighting back out the country in the UK very soon. So Chop Chop Collie is working on his legacy and getting ready to retire. Stay tuned.
That's welcome back. And that's a world champion for you, Chop Chop Collie. Interesting moment. He's speaking, telling Nigerians and everybody that he's giving back to Africa for what Africa loves boxing, and we know that the world champion also with 3 belts. That's Anthony Joshua is an Africa. Yeah, yeah. You want to call him Africa? You want to claim Africa? Yeah, I think I can claim he's an Africa. But to you, Chap Chakali, what's your next plan before retirement? Is retirement coming soon?
Yes, it's coming next year. We're working on a date right now. We're looking at June the 1st because my birthday is June the 3rd,
Okay.
and I'll be the big 45. So we're looking to do a retirement date June 1st.
Any no more rematch, no more nothing coming on.
No rematch. One big rematch I want,
Okay.
and that's with Zab Judah. We really want that rematch, and we're trying to get a promoter to come aboard because Zab want a 6-figure payday for a rematch, so a lot of money. And if we can get a promoter and the sponsors to really do the fight, we can air it and do pay-per-view.
Interesting moment. So just outline some steps or events from now till June 1st, your retirement. Outline them first.
Okay, we have this promotion right here, over here, getting sponsors for the TV show
Okay.
coming up. And then November 3rd, we have a fight here back in Lagos, Nigeria. After that, we're going to set back for a little bit and get ready for the new year, January, February. Looking for another fight, hopefully in the UK. And then hopefully back in Nigeria once more. And then the US by the time June 1st get here.
Yeah, I'm
Busy.
I definitely have to tick those days on my calendars, right? Interesting moment. To you.
Yes.
Let's see, Anthony Joshua. A lot of us didn't see him coming so big from Africa because he was far from us. So we did not monitor the flow of what Anthony Joshua became. Anthony Joshua, Wilder, if that should take place, why are you going to stick?
Yeah. But first of all, I want to correct that impression.
Okay.
Anthony Joshua was never distant from Africa. He was always in Nigeria. I'll tell a quick story. I was in Sheraton Hotel about 4 years ago. I was in the pool. I was shadow boxing. A little kid came to me. Are you a boxer? I said, yeah, I box. I'm into boxing. Called a woman and said, you know my son? My son's a boxer. I'm like, who's your son? Anthony Joshua. So at that time, Anthony was like, I think 12-0, 11-0, just coming up. And ever since, anytime his mom comes to Nigeria, she give me a shout out. So he was never distant from us. He's us. We're together. We're family. So he's Nigerian. So I want to cancel that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So back to the fight. Anthony Joshua is way better skillfully than Wilder. He has a better boxing IQ. But Wilder has this X factor, that right hand. I don't think anybody can withstand it. You know what I'm saying? So it's yeah. So that's the only problem. If the fight goes beyond 10 rounds, I'll give Wilder the fight. But Anthony can knock Wilder out before 10 rounds. But if the fight goes beyond 10 rounds, Wilder can sneak in that right hand because everybody be tired at that time, and that right hand comes and he can knock him out. So it's a close fight, bro. It's a close fight.
I don't support unification bouts. I don't, because I can't imagine one man giving his whole 3 belts just to another man. You know, that has been a problem. I've been following boxing to write and talk about boxing, both TV and radio. Unification bouts. How compulsory is that?
Yeah, whatever makes sure in the contract, it's going to be a rematch. So if Joshua lose, he's going to get a rematch for his titles. If Wilder lose, he's going to get a rematch because he is the WBC champion also. Someone is going to walk away with all the belts at that night, but you're also going to have a rematch, another fight.
That's something taking away the 3. Okay, now let me ask you again. Tyson Fury, during the challenge, during the press conference, so to say, they're almost throwing jabs at each other. Tyson Fury, what kind of character we want to say a man like that? Lovable, self-expression, 100%. And Wilder, who are you giving the day?
For them two fighting, Joshua and Wilder, style make fights. Like he said, Anthony, he got great boxing IQ. He can move to be a big heavyweight. So can Wilder. Wilder has a beautiful right hand that he's going to try to land. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to condition and who can take the best shot.
Still on Tyson Fury, I want to do Tyson Fury Wilder rather than Anthony Joshua and Wilder.
Wilder and was it Fury, right? I don't see that fight going the distance. Wilder's going to land that right hand, and then it's going to be over. I give it 5 rounds.
5 rounds.
5 rounds. He's going to land that right hand, and it's going to be over. And
then Tyson Fury going to retire for good.
Yeah, I still will. I don't know. I mean, he's been in the ring. He knows what he's saying. But I think Fury is going to give Wilder problems. Because Fury is taller. He has that head movement. And he's going to frustrate Wilder too, the way he frustrated Klitschko. Fury can fight with both hands, orthodox and southpaw. So he's very skillful. It's a dangerous fight for Wilder. But like he said, Wilder still has that right hand. So I'm going to pick Wilder too.
And I have no choice. When a promoter and a boxer picks a man, I just have to follow suit.
You have to, right?
Yeah, it's interesting moment in the house here, definitely. Let's not forget that you're on 360 Sport, and my brother world champion who in his few days to retirement, few months to retirement, is giving back to Africa what we call the Chop Chop Collie legacies in Africa. And I also have a boxing promoter here who've been doing so much, the promoter. Before we round up the show, one of your biggest fights as a promoter, tell me that.
The biggest one was, I have a Nigerian champion called Tyson Kill. He's a middleweight champ. He won the Nigerian championship about 2 years ago, but he's now the West African champion. So that fight was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was, and right now we're trying to push him to the next level, fighting the likes of Canelo and those kind of, yeah.
That's an interesting moment, I think. Your final word on the show before we close the show on boxing today.
What about it?
Yeah, your final show. A lot of viewers out there watching you want to be like you, the role models out there.
There's a lot of hard work and discipline, man. Days you don't want to train, you still have to train. Days you don't want to run, you got to run. A lot of hard work and dedication. Can't nobody say it better than Floyd Mayweather, because he proved it. You put the work in, you get the results.
You put the work in, you get the result. Yet this is where we're going to draw the curtain for today, and it's been an interesting moment. Don't forget to join us on our social media page, and I would like you guys to just tell us your
social media.
Social media, and just starting from Twitter.
Yeah, I don't do tweet.
Oh, you don't tweet?
I'm not tweeting yet, but I'm an Instagram. I'm an Instagram man and Facebook, and my Instagram is Chop Chop Corley. My Facebook is Chop Chop Corley.
Oh, okay, Chop Chop Corley.
Ajibade Olajoku, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, Ajibade
Olajoku.
Olajoku. Yet, this is where we're going to draw the curtain for today. I'll say a big thank you to the man behind the scene for making this possible, and the opportunity for you out there, for us bringing a world champion into Nigerian life, for you to tell about what boxing is about and what he has to do to make it. Just give you your best in whatever you do, whether boxing, whatever you choose as a line of career, whatever you do, just give in your best. And like Mayweather said, then the result will definitely come. For me, to the rest of you, enjoy the rest of your day.